Hey everyone, how are you? It's been a while since I've been like live like this, but I wanted to talk a little bit about something. I was doing a podcast earlier on how real estate changed my life, and I was like, this shouldn't just be to our podcast subscribers, which you should subscribe if you haven't, Real Estate Investing Women, but I was like, this should be to everyone because it's not the typical way you think. It's not all the money and all that. Okay. So when I got into real estate, everyone talked about how real estate changed their life. And I would just like roll my eyes because I was like, okay, but that's not me. Right. And what a lot of people don't, and while they're not wrong, I should say, what a lot of people don't say out loud is it's not just the money. Okay. It's not about the money or the fancy cars or the nice house or the designer things or whatever people originally get into real estate wanting. It wasn't that for me. Where real estate changed my life was it was about realizing finally, I don't have to keep asking someone else for permission to live my life. I feel like I was always worried and working for other people and overworking and working multiple jobs and had all these like things to me, and it stressed me out. It really stressed me out, and I just felt like I was always asking permission. And so let's take you back just a little bit. We're going to take you back to when I first got into real estate. So some of you know, some of you don't, but was going through a divorce. I moved from the middle of Kansas where my rent was like $800 for a full house. Like I had a full house. And then I moved to Florida and I was living with Laura for a little bit. And then I moved out and I was paying like $1,200 for a two-bedroom apartment. And I obviously working Kansas pricing, right? Because I was still kind of working a little bit for Laura. So then I started working all these odds and ends jobs. My bank account literally screamed emergency, like flashing emergency, emergency. And my credit cards were maxed out. And I said something on the podcast like they were maxed out, like they had something to prove because it really felt that way. I was working nonstop and I was trying to pretend that I had it all together because I had a little boy to take care of. But truthfully, I was really breaking on the inside. I was suffering from extreme panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And I remember like sitting on my bathroom floor trying to visualize something better because I said, this can't be it. Like I was literally screaming this to myself, to God, like looking up and being like, this can't be all that's left for my life. Like there just can't be it. And I knew that at the end of the day, no one was going to come and save me. I knew that even as much as my mom was trying to help, there was nobody that was going to sweep in and come and save me. And spoiler alert, no one came, right? No knight in shiny armor, no boss with a raise. So we were just trying to get the coaching stuff off the ground. It was just me and my good old laptop at the time. And I would ask Laura 1,000 questions, but even then I wasn't taking action and she was getting aggravated. And I was getting really good at Google because I was tired of asking her questions. But you know what saved me was me. And that's when I found wholesaling. So I was working as somebody, I was telling my students, I just did a live for my students, but I was talking about how I started working for someone finding buyers, and I really loved that part of the process. And so when I got into wholesaling, I already knew what buyers wanted. So I was just finding properties and matching it to that. And I didn't fully understand wholesaling. Despite having a mom in real estate, I really did not know what that meant. I didn't really know what she did. And what's funny is I think about it now, no one in my life really knows what I do. They're like, I know she's in real estate. I know she teaches people. Um, but what I didn't fully understand, I didn't feel ready. I just said, screw it. I said, screw it, I'm gonna do it. You bet. That's what I did. And wholesaling was like this magical thing to me where I didn't need a lot of money, but I could make a lot of it. And I was willing to figure that out because I was like, okay, I'm very type A personality. So you can only imagine how when your life feels out of control, how that feels. And wholesaling is very much not meant for a type A personality. I had to get really good about not being perfect and just figuring it out and being brave and not being some confident real estate investor. I just had to be me and I had to be authentic. I was nervous. I was broke. I was Googling what ARV meant. I was Googling what underwater property meant because you guys can laugh at me all you want, but I had just moved to Florida. We just had one of the biggest hurricanes come through. I can't remember. Was it Irma? Something like that, like right before I heard what underwater property meant. And I literally thought the property meant underwater. And Laura laughed at me. And it's like this ongoing joke, but it shows you that I was real new. I knew nothing. It wasn't something that I grew up being like, I'm going to be in real estate one day. That wasn't a dream of mine. Right. And so it was hurricane season. Give me a break. So one of the things that I noticed though is I could solve other people's problems. I really liked that part. And I liked getting people out of properties they didn't want anything to do with because what's worse than being stuck, right? And then I was like, I can get paid for this? Game on, right? So what I did that real estate really gave me was it didn't just pay my bills. I referenced it in the podcast. It was like I was like my own sugar mama. Real estate was like my own sugar mama. But it gave me something bigger. It gave me leverage. It gave me freedom, like a freedom that I can choose to work. I don't have to work. And I actually really like to work. I am somebody that is a worker. So you tend to see me at my desk a lot because I like working. But it gave me this kind of confidence too that says I can figure anything out. I think that's the biggest thing that real estate gave me was this confidence that I can figure it out, that I can provide solutions. I have learned 1,000 different ways a deal could go wrong. I've also learned 1,000 different ways to switch over and get a deal to go right. But it took time. I've been in this for 10 years. So for me, it was like, I don't know. I just feel like real estate just gave me something that no other business could have given me, which was really just one, the freedom to live my life, to give Hunter the best life possible, but to give a confidence that I did not have. And I know my team was working on this reel with me, and I was providing pictures of me at 25, which is kind of what triggered this podcast and this live that I'm doing right now. Hi, I'm actually live. But was that I could see that confidence was not there at 25, 10 years ago. I'm 35 now. And so that's what's really cool. And you know what's really cool? I don't have to ask my boss for time off. Nope. I can go and leave. Like today, I have to leave in 20 minutes. I'm going to leave. I don't have to ask anyone. I can make appointments at 11 a.m. I don't have to wait till after 5 when everything's closed. Um, I don't have to check my bank account. Hell, I do just because I need to make sure with my online shopping, I'm not getting like, credit card fraud and stuff. But yeah, I don't do that. I'm not sitting in a lot of soul sucking Zoom meetings either. I'm really not. I mean, the meetings I do, it's because I genuinely like doing them. I like being with my team and figuring out what's going on. I'm not sitting there wondering if this is the best that's ever going to get. But real estate made me realize that I am the plan B, no one else. Okay. And I didn't have to wait for someone to keep telling me what I was worth. I know my worth. I didn't have to worry about someone else building and I build up their business and then they just fire me. I build my own business. I own something. I get to be someone. That was really important for me, right? So you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to have this gut feeling this is where you got to go. You have to be relentless. You have to have a grit. You have to be stubborn. And I will say that you have to be really stubborn and determined. And that was passed down to me from my mom. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Laura. Because she is stubborn as all get out. And I tell her at the time it's her most admirable quality. It's why she's so successful, but it's also her downfall. But I think the biggest thing was even if I failed throughout the last 10 years and I would have this stuff go on, I got up and I decided it was going to work for me. And every day I put that decision as a yes, it's going to work for me. It works for me. I've seen it 1,000 times now that it works for me. And so you basically just have to draw this line in the sand and say, it's going to work. I'm done waiting. I'm done doubting. I'm done living on autopilot. And I was telling my sister last night, I said, I am 35 and I feel like already I'm running out of time, which is insane because I know I'm not. I know I'm not. For the ladies that are older listening to this, don't like scoff at me. I know I'm not, but I feel like I'm not utilizing my 30s to the best that I can. Right. And so that was something that was eye opening too. And I'm sure a lot of you feel that way when you're sitting at your job, like I'm meant for so much more than this. I meant to sit on a beach at Turks and Caicos. I meant to hang out there. So, one of the things that I want to bring up is if you're feeling like this is speaking to you, I'm doing what's called a meeting of the minds on Tuesday. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern on the 27th, I think it is, 27th, whatever Tuesday is the day after Memorial Day. But one of the things is I'm getting women together. This is not some big sales pitch, okay? I'm just getting women together. I would love for my students to be there. So, students, if you're watching, Maria's going to be with me. I'm just where it's called Meeting of the Minds Masterminding. We're going to get on. We're going to mastermind. We're going to talk. We're going to help each other out. We're going to break through things. We're going to get this here because we're already almost halfway through 2025. Are you even close to your goals that you made for 2025? Because I know I still have a few to work on and I am a go-getter. So that's saying something, right? So for you, I want you to do the same thing because here's the thing. The longer you wait, the longer you're putting your freedom and you're handing your freedom over to somebody else. You don't need another YouTube University video. You don't need another Google search. And me, as the affirmation queen, says you don't even need another affirmation. You need to start making moves. You have to get and talk to people. And I'm being really frank here because I'm talking to a lot of you. And some of you, it's been years that I've been talking to you or my team has been talking to you. Jump. You don't even have to jump with us. This mastermind is literally just a mastermind and a talk and to see what happens. And real estate can change your life the way real estate changed mine. And it wasn't because it was easy, because it was definitely not, still isn't, still not easy. But and I didn't have it all figured out. But it's because I gave myself a shot. That was the biggest thing. I gave myself a shot. So if you're looking for a sign, this is your sign. Get on the Meeting of the Minds on Tuesday. My team's going to post the link in the comments so you could join. Get on. It's free. Mastermind with me. I'm going to try and get some of my students on. Let's just hang out. Let's hang out. And if you're not subscribed to our podcast, you should. I drop stuff there that I do not drop here every week. So it's Real Estate Investing Women. We're on all the channels. You can go to our website too, click podcast, and it will give you the link to join. But yeah, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. So I hope I get to see you there. I hope this helps some of you. Some of the tips. I see a lot of people on that weren't on before. So definitely go check out the beginning of this. But real estate changed my life. It did. I'm sitting in a house that I never thought I'd ever be able to afford. I'm looking at palm trees outside. I drive my Jeep Wrangler. That's my dream car. It's not a Maserati. It's not a Ferrari. Even though, I wouldn't be against getting a Lamborghini Urus. That is on my bucket list. But that is my dream car. I live my dream life. I travel the world. I'm gone most of June. And that's what I wanted. But I also wanted confidence. I also wanted to trust myself and trust my gut. That was also important. And that was the pleasant surprise. So I hope this helped you all. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm going to head out now. This is long enough. But let me know. Comment. Let me know how real estate has changed your life or how you're hoping it is. And please come to the Meeting of the Minds. I think it's going to be so fun. It's me and Maria. Laura's traveling Iceland, so she could do her own how real estate changed her life because she's been in it for 4 decades. But it's going to be me and Maria. It's going to be fun. One of my coaches, if you don't know who she is. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be talking and hanging out. And if you're scared to show up, don't be. Don't be. I have had so many women say that this is probably some of the best meetings they've ever been to because we are so welcoming. We want you there. We just want to hang out. Don't be shy. Just come hang out for 1 minute. Channel the non-shy version of you and just come hang out with us. Even if you don't say anything, it's on Zoom. So you don't even have to say anything. All right, ladies, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this was helpful.